On the night of September 28, 1994, a passenger ferry called the Estonia sent a single distress call into the Baltic Sea. It lasted less than 30 seconds. By morning, 852 people were dead. 491 of them were never found. Their bodies are still down there, sealed inside the wreck, by order of 3 governments. The case was officially closed in 1997. But in 2021, divers found something on that wreck that nobody can explain. And right after they found it, it became a criminal offence to look. The Estonia was a 155-meter passenger ferry running between Tallinn and Stockholm. On the night of September 27, 1994, 989 people were on board. Passengers, families, truck drivers, students heading home. The Baltic Sea was rough that night, but nothing unusual for September. Waves of 3 to 4 meters. Conditions this ship had handled hundreds of times before. What happened? Next took just 45 minutes. For context, the Titanic took 2 hours and 40 minutes to sink. The Estonia gave its passengers less than half that time. 137 people survived. 852 did not. It is the deadliest peacetime maritime disaster in European history, and officially, the case is closed. The 1997 joint investigation concluded this. The bow visor, the large hinged door at the front used to load vehicles, failed under wave pressure. It tore away. Water flooded the car deck. The ship listed and sank. Clean, simple. Case closed. Except multiple survivors reported hearing a loud bang from below the car deck, not from the bow, from underneath, like something exploding from inside the ship. The investigation dismissed these accounts as trauma, but independent marine engineers who examined the recovered bow visor found damage patterns inconsistent with external wave pressure alone, suggesting force from the inside. That finding was noted, then set aside. Here is where it gets complicated. In 1994, Estonia had been independent from the Soviet Union for just 3 years. Declassified Swedish customs documents show the Estonia was regularly used to transport military hardware from the former Soviet Union to the West. On the night of the sinking, the official cargo manifest listed standard commercial freight, but at least to independent. Investigators documented evidence that the manifest was incomplete. The Swedish government denied. This then classified the relevant customs records for 70 years. Standard procedure, they said. Those records will be released around 2064. Most of the survivors will not be alive to read them. In 2021, a documentary team conducting an underwater survey found something that had never been officially documented in 27 years. A hole in the starboard side of the hull, below the waterline, approximately 4 meters wide and 1.2 meters tall. Rectangular, not a crack, not corrosion. A hole. It was in the wrong location for wave damage, wrong location for the sinking as officially described. Swedish and Estonian authorities opened a new investigation. Then, within weeks, Estonia passed emergency legislation, making it a criminal offence to dive to the wreck, with penalties of up to 2 years. Reason given, respect for the dead. The wreck is a grave site, but research dives had been permitted for years before this discovery. The investigation concluded in 2023. Verdict: the hole was likely caused by the sinking itself. No independent engineers were given access. 852 people, 491 of them still on that ship, 60 meters down, in the dark, for 30 years. Their families have not been asking for conspiracy theories. They have been asking one simple question: what actually happened? In 2020, the Swedish government commissioned an independent review. That review found, quote, significant shortcomings in the original technical investigation. The review was published, then nothing changed. Here is the uncomfortable truth. The bow visor failure probably did contribute to the sinking, but contributed to and caused are very different things. The real question is not what sank the Estonia. The real question is why it sank in 45 minutes. A ship that size, designed with watertight bulkheads, should not go down that fast from a visor failure alone. Multiple internal bulkheads failed in ways the investigation never fully explained. That gap is where 30 years of unanswered questions live. The answer to that gap is apparently worth more to 3 governments than closure is to the families of 852 people. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is what the documented record shows. Classified records. Criminal penalties for looking at the evidence. One question, and I genuinely want your answer in the comments. Do governments have the right to classify the circumstances of a civilian disaster? Not a military operation. Not a state secret. A passenger ferry. 850 to civilians. Where is the line? Subscribe for more.